What's going on, everybody? Thanks for coming in, hanging out, just playing around in the shack, testing out some new stuff here. So come hang out, say hello. We're cruising around here on 40 meters tonight. What's going on, Jeremy? Thanks for stopping by, saying hello. TNCT, what's going on, guys? Yeah, so I'm just kind of getting some things sorted. Just getting some things sorted out, working on some stuff. What's going on, VA3FUC? Good to see you. Let me know if this is loud enough from my microphone or if the radio is overpowering it too much. Drop me a message in chat, let me know. But what's going on with you guys? Let me know what you're up to in the chat. Like I said, I'm just messing around here, trying to get some stuff adjusted in the shack. What's going on, Steven? N3XTF, good to see you in here. We're just hanging out, doing some stuff in the shack. Awesome, thanks so much. Thanks for the audio report, guys. I'm glad that that mixing is pretty good. We're sitting here again on 40 meters. 20 meters is crazy tonight. I don't know if any of you guys were on, but I was on 20 meters like about an hour and a half ago, and it was super short, like really short. I was talking to Michigan and Ohio. I mean, it was like 200, 300 miles tops, which is pretty crazy for 20 meters, especially at that time of day. But 40 meters is doing pretty good. Doesn't sound too shabby. See my chat window, that's kind of messed up. Let's make that change here. Let's see how we're going to do that. See, this is why I am hanging out with you guys. Let's go to an open frequency here. A little noisy tonight. There's a big signal, huge signal here. So I can bring them in. And if you guys did not notice, I have a new icon. So like, don't freak out that you're not seeing my logo and my icon. I got, as you can see on the screen, a new look to it. This was what I did see, but he's not bad either. Boy, that sounds really bad. It kind of sounds distorted, doesn't it? Not sure about that. I got some local noise right there. Go up a little higher. There we go. Between Billings, Montana, and Cody, Wyoming. Ooh, Montana. Oh, Montana is a good one. I know I have them on 40, but Montana is one of those states that you never quite know about. A lot of people need Montana, kind of like North Dakota, Wyoming, right? Those kind of states. There we go. Now I think the chat's working. Slowly but surely. It's coming from the bottom up, which is kind of weird, but... What's going on, David? JT, what's going on? Good to see you. How's the radio working out for you? I'll actually be heading back to Wausau pretty soon, perhaps. I think I may come back and visit my parents who live in Weston. So if you headed back your way, you might catch me on the 8.2 repeater, the 135 repeater. Glad that it's working out for you. That's awesome. For those that don't know, I did a video a few months ago and gave away a radio. A Radioddity GS5B, and JT here in the chat, he actually was the recipient of that radio, and JT's a young ham from central Wisconsin, and so he was the one that got the radio. So that's awesome. That's working out, JT. Awesome. Glad things are going good, David. We're just hanging out on 40 meters. We're kind of kicking the tires on some of my software, and I tore apart my entire shack. Like, I literally tore it apart into pieces. I've moved everything. I know it doesn't seem like it from what you guys see, but if I showed you around right now, I've kind of put it out of the frame back here. My shack is a complete disaster right now. It's really messy because I have so much work going on in here. Oh, and Anytone, all right, awesome. I said Anytone's good stuff. I said I got 3 of them sitting right here. What's going on, Levi? So it's Anytone's a good radio. You can't go wrong with it for what it is, for the price point. And I'm wondering, is that the Anytone 778? Is that like the really small mobile transceiver? Is that what you have, JT? Looks like some jamming going on potentially here on 256. Maybe one of you are tuning out. See if you can be heard. I'll tell you, Stuart, for 11 meters, I listen to it. I still hear activity. I don't hear as much as I used to, but I still hear activity on 11 meters. And certainly, if I'm wondering if 10 meters is open, I go to 11 meters every time. I mean, I don't even bother going to 10. Like, if I want to know if 10's open, I just check 11, and then I know. But you're not going to find the same amount of activity on 10 as you will with 11. Yeah, JT, I know what that radio is. I saw one at a recent ham meetup here. A guy had one in like a fishing tackle box. That's a nice little radio, a little 25 watter. That's a great little radio for you. I mean, that's fantastic. Obviously, it's going to be much better with that higher output power for you, especially if you have a nice antenna. You can get your parents to let you put it up on the house or somewhere outside. That'll be a huge improvement over any HT radio. Yeah, I said nothing much on AM. I mean, do you hear anything on channel 19? That kind of goes back to my video from a few weeks ago about FM coming to 11 meters officially. I mean, I'm still wondering what's going on, Carson. Howdy from New Hampshire there, awesome. Good evening from Minnesota. You know, I'm wondering how many, over-the-road truck drivers are still using 27.185 or channel 19. A lot of people that I talk to say that they've moved on, and I just recently learned about, they're using their smartphones and other devices in the cab, and they're doing VoIP, essentially, the same kind of things that we do for linking and Echolink and that kind of stuff, and just like we'd use on any other app on the phone, they're having like rooms where they all gather together and they can talk to each other every day no matter where they're at, not just 4, 5, 6, 7 miles down the road. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, I said I still check the Super Bowl channel 6 on 11 meters when I want to know if I should even call CQ on 10 meters.
Sure was nice meeting you here for the first time, and we'll look forward to doing it again sometime, Joel. 7-3, my friend. Have a great rest of your evening.
And also curious your guys' perspective on this layout. This is pretty clean, it's pretty decent. From a layout perspective for the live stream, I'm still playing around with one of the things I'm doing tonight. Is just kind of playing around with some different features and seeing how I want to lay things out. So if you guys have any comments on the layout, let me know. See if I can find an open frequency here. I have a lot of noise tonight on 40, but I have a neighbor that's doing some construction, so that could be a source of some of that noise. That's a nasty carrier there. Big signal. Oh, he just stopped. Right there.
Bravo Yankee November. I guess I'll pick it up. I think Joel went QRT. So,
what app do I use for my live stream? I use something called Streamlabs. OBS is what I use. Awesome, Scout, thanks. Yeah, I said I like the look of it too. It's simple, clean, it's not overly cluttered. It works. You got your VFO, you got your signal meter power output, the chat, and then the logo, and boom, that's it. Rick, no license yet, but you're going to take the test. That's awesome. Oh man, 74D KX3, awesome, that you had got from an uncle. That's amazing. Hope to be on the air soon. Well, good luck, Rick. I said, what I always find is if you can take the tests 3 times, practice exams, and if you can score 85% or higher, on 3 exams in a row, you're probably ready to take the test. Whatever test you're going to study for. Maybe you're going to go for tech and general in the same sitting. That's a possibility.
Yeah, you got that right. We've been dry all summer. Severe drought conditions.
Yeah, I said it'll be interesting to see as more people get FM on 11 meters, Fall Guy, what that actually ends up being. That's going to be super intriguing. Again, what people I don't think understand on that video, people go, well, there's been 11 meters on, FM on 11 for a long time because of import radios. And that's true, or I should say export radios, but the difference here is that everybody's going to have them eventually, and slowly but surely, you're going to have more and more and more and more, and it's going to be more commonplace. So again, having the sheer amount of radios with FM on 11 is going to be interesting in the future. Yeah, I said good luck to Rick. Give him some GGs in the chat, because we all know what that's like. We've all sat for the exam, or at least most of us probably have here. So good luck with that. And I said, take those practice exams over and over and over and over. 3 in a row, you pass 85 or higher, 3 in a row, you just keep hammering, you're doing them every time and you're passing. You're ready to roll, man, and you'll do good. And then it's a waiting game. That's probably the hardest part.
Lots of snow, even though we didn't have much last year.
All right, let's roll the... Yeah, my noise here is just ridiculous here. Trying to find an opening tonight, it's really rough. We got a lot of stuff coming in. Is anybody on the bands today? Anybody work 20 or 17? As I was saying earlier, 20 was crazy short. I don't know if anybody else had that same experience, but 20 was, and still is, ridiculously short. It's crazy.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, that's so true. And so it's easy for people to have bad audio and not know it when they're running an amplifier and they're across across the state or across the town. It doesn't matter.
What radio am I using? Good question, Stuart. I'm using an ICOM 7300. No question, the ICOM 7300 is the best bang for your buck HF radio, bar none. It's an amazing radio for the price. And I'm using right now it's called a ZS6 BKW dipole. Basically, it's just a G5RV dipole. It's about 93 feet long in length, and it's up around 50 feet at the center conductor of the antenna over the top of my house. So just a straight wire dipole, 50 feet, fed into the ICOM 7300. And so I said it's got ladder line that comes down from it, and I'm feeding it with 50 ohm coax. I'm using LMR 400 coax, which is probably overkill for most people, but again, I want to have a really good piece of coax, especially when I want to run power in the future. I'm just running 100 watts here, but yeah, 7300 is a great radio, Carson. I absolutely agree. You can't spend your money any better than a 7300. You can spend more, and there are better radios, and a lot of people like that new Yaesu DX10. But for the price point of 7300, the value to price is incredible. I mean, you're not that far off from a $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 HF radio with the 7300, and the savings compared to buying one of those big boy rigs is incredible amount of savings. The 7300 is a great radio. I love mine, and I've always been an ICOM guy. Full disclosure, but no, the 7300 is a great radio. I would recommend it to anyone. I mean, heck, when they're on sale, you can get them for like $1,000 or $975. I mean, it's ridiculous. For the performance, it's incredible. Yeah, I said you did a good thing there, Stuart. I mean, the 7300, great radio. You'll have it for a long time. It can do pretty much anything you would probably want to do. And yeah, I said, so if you're living in an apartment, then yeah, you probably should do, and if you haven't, I mean, get into POTA, do Parks on the Air, and then just get yourself an awesome portable setup. Sure, you got to go set it up, but I can empathize with that because when I was in college, I used to operate VHF, UHF from my dorm room. I was actually bleeding over the speakers of other students in the dorm. They hated me. I couldn't operate HF though, obviously. So every time I wanted to get on HF, I have to pack up all my gear, walk it like a half a mile to my car, put it in my car, drive to the local park, and get on the air. And I threw up a wire dipole in a tree at our local park near my university. So I know the feeling, believe me. But yeah, just invest in just an awesome portable setup, and you'll be in pretty good shape. I mean, sure, I mean, wouldn't we all want to have 4 or 5 acres of land and tons of space for wire antennas and a tower? Sure. Me included, by the way. But, you know, I make do with what I can do here in the suburbs. And the pictures of what I run, if you're curious and you want to see it, just go to my QRZ profile, look up my call sign, and it's right there. I have pictures of my VHF, UHF, I have pictures of the wire that I'm running right now is up there, pictures of my shack. You can see everything on QRZ. Operating portable is great. There's a lot of people that are loving POTA right now. To be honest, I've never done an official POTA activation in my life, which I feel like I'm one of the few people left in the hobby that hasn't done it. But I used to do POTA before POTA was cool, like I said, back in college many years ago. But everyone's into POTA now. And I said, if you're in an apartment, it's like doing portable is your life, because I have to imagine, have you tried setting up something at home, Stuart? I'm curious. I have a friend of mine in Omaha. He lives downtown Omaha in an old apartment in like an old factory that's been, you know, renovated into a fancy modern apartment complex. And he runs a mag loop. He does okay. I mean, again, it's a mag loop inside of a concrete building, so you gotta, like, you know, set expectations. But he does okay, and he tries to get out and take out some wire antennas, in which it's a whole different ball game then for him. Even putting up an antenna in a tree at 20 feet is much better than his mag loop in his concrete apartment. But yeah, it's a bummer when you can't do it. But you could always look into a remote rig. If you have never used remote hams before, you might look into that, Stuart. I highly recommend that. If you've never heard of remote hams, look that up. Let me make sure that it comes up right away here on Google. Let me look it up. Remote hams, yeah, remotehams.com. Check that out. What you can do is, it's cheating. A lot of people, some people think it's cheating. You can download an easy piece of software, and you can go and find someone that will allow you to use their system, and you can log in and over the software control their HF setup from their house via the computer. So you can operate somebody else's equipment remotely from the comfort of your couch. So you can look at maybe remotehams.com as an option for you. So if you've never tried that, never heard of it, it's completely free. All you gotta do is download the software, get it working, and then find a station that you can request access to. Send them an email and say, hey, I want to get on, here's my situation. I'm sure there'll be plenty of people that will put you on their stations. And you can use stations all over the country. Different kinds of antennas, different kinds of power output, all that kind of stuff. So remotehams.com, check that out. Highly recommend that site. I have an account there as well. Let's see what else we're getting here. $71.95. Let's see what's good. I don't have my light on either, because it would introduce noise here on 40 meters. Yeah, check it out, man. It's good stuff. remotehams.com. Send some emails to some people if you find an interesting station that sounds cool on the list, and I'm sure that they'll be happy to put you on. And then you can just log in and use it whenever they're not using it, which is super cool. I mean, and again, the fact that it's free, that's awesome. I mean, it doesn't cost a dime. Because there's other services out there that charge you an arm and a leg to use, like, crazy, really beautiful contest stations and such, but it's a lot of money. And don't get me wrong, maintaining all those stations is expensive. I mean, there is a price point there, but remote hams, people can just share their station for free, and it's great. So can't recommend remote hams enough.
I'm okay, Dave. Thanks for activating. I'm an activator and a hunter, but I'm on hiatus for now.
Oh, this might be a POTA station right here.
New York at about a 5-7.
Let's see if we can get him if it is a POTA. Let's take a look at the POTA map here. Get my foot switch ready here. Sounds like he is POTA here. Speaking of POTA, here's a POTA station. Let's see who it is. This should be KI5LKS in Texas. So this POTA station's sounding good, 5.9. Do you think we're going to be able to get them? I think we will. I always do well into Texas, always. I haven't heard Dan on 7200. What's going on K2CSX? Mark, good to see you. Alright, let's see. Let's see if we can nab this guy. Kilo 0, Lima, Whiskey, Charlie. See if I got on the list. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate it. I'm glad that, I said I've been an ICOM guy for HF, but I love my Yaesu HTs. So again, we got a POTA station here in West Texas. Haven't heard anything on my call yet. By the way, impromptu poll. Should I order the FT5DR? Tell me in the comments. Rusty Rails just making some contacts here in 40 meters tonight. Ham Radio Basics, good to see you. Welcome in. Just listening to a POTA station. We got a Parks on the Air station here in West Texas on 7195. Thank you, thank you. Yep, that's new today. Kilo 0, Lima, Whiskey, Charlie. Yeah, Kilo 0, Lima, Whiskey, Charlie. Kilowatt 0, Lima, Whiskey, Charlie. QSL, I also have you as a 5757 into the northwestern suburbs of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Thanks for the activation. Have fun and enjoy yourself out there. There you go, guys. We knocked that POTA one out real quick. Didn't take too long there. Always fun to get a POTA station. I'm just going to put them here in my log book. I think he gave me a 5.5, I think, is what he gave me. All right, David, you're hearing me. That's awesome. Mark, the difference on the FT5 is two main things, and I did a video about this. You can see it on my channel. It is the main difference between the FT3 and the FT5 is two things. Number one, they improved the speaker, especially digital audio. It's louder on analog and digital. Louder speaker, it's more powerful speaker. And they improve some of the audio controls like the EQ, so you can adjust how the speaker sounds. So it sounds the way you want it to for tone. Number two, biggest change, it is now submersible. It's way more rugged, it has rubber corners on it, and it is completely sealed out from water. So you can drop it into 3 feet of water for 30 minutes. So it is more rugged, and it is now waterproof and submersible, and the speaker audio has improved. That's the main two things. There's a few other small things, but those are the big two things. And now, I was shocked that Yaesu has now ended production of the FT3. They don't make them anymore. So if you have one, you have like a collector's item because they're not making them. Yeah, Rusty, hang out, come talk. I said we're open to everyone here. Like I said, chill out. We're just having some fun, making some contacts. I'm testing out some stuff here in the shack with the live stream. People are just hanging out. So I'm happy everyone's hanging out tonight. David, what did you have me at where you're at? How is my signal where you are? And can you hear the POTA station? Or could you just hear me? I gotta find a place to put my license plate up. You guys have all seen this if you've watched any of my videos. I gotta find a place for this. I'm actually redesigning my shack to be a little bit better for live streaming. It's a work in progress. That's part of the reason why I tore it all apart. So I'm working on that, but at least got everything up and running so I can do some streaming, but I still gotta like actually do the small things. One of which they got some LED lights going in and some other cool stuff. Maybe do some green screen. So again, all a work in progress. So again, the 7195 is K0LWC. He's in a park portable in West Texas. That is what we're listening to right now. Yeah, I could put it on the boom, you know, just slap her right on there. It looks pretty crazy big to be on the boom. It needs to be smaller. It's too big. This is really cool, though. It's actually one of my YouTube subscribers, W5WJC, actually made this for me and sent it to me as a gift. Completely surprised me, but it's really cool. He makes these ham radio license plates with his 3D printer. You can see it. It's raised, right? So it's actually 3D printed. It's pretty cool. It's one of my coolest things I've ever seen. Like, everyone's got a ham radio mug. Everyone's got a ham radio coaster. Like, look at this. Here's my old QSL card on a coaster from Denver. So this is what I put my drink on. Everyone's got stuff like this. There's not a lot of people that have 3D printed license. This is cool. What's up, Tyler? Glad to see you in here tonight. Very own DMR. Did somebody else program it for you? Because if they did, you hit a jackpot, because nobody likes to program and share code plugs. People share them, but they don't like to help you with them because code plugs suck. Let's be honest, they're not fun to deal with. Everybody hates code plugs, me included. And that's coming from a guy that's been on DMR for like 8 years. I still hate code plugs. They're just tedious as all get out. Let's see, who else is doing POTA tonight? Let me just refresh the page. And if you're not familiar, let me see if I can share it with you. If you've never done POTA before, The best site that I like to use is poda.app, A-P-P, and it shows you who is on the air and when the last time you heard them was. So let me just show you what that looks like real quick. Let me share my window over here. Let me see. You gotta select the right thing for you. That would help. There we go. Let's do a new one. Alright, so we will go here. So this is what poda.app looks like if you've never used it before. So here's all the stations that are currently active. Here is the guy I just made contact with in West Texas, KI5LKS. So here he is, Texas. Here's the park he's at. Here's the frequency he's on. Here's the last person who spotted him. And then a comment from the last spot and how long ago it was. So if you've never used poda.app, this is cool. If you're just curious to what stations are on doing PODA right now, this is a great little dashboard. So every time I jump on the radio, I hop into here and just curious, look around and see who's on the air. Looks like a lot of stations are actually, well, there are some 40, there's still some on 20, but they're down south. We got one from Wisconsin here, he's on 10 meg. Another one on 10 FT8 from Florida. But so that's what it looks like. I just want to show you that in case you've never used it before. It's a really, really cool thing. There we go. You don't want that in there. Program by yourself. Well, you learn something. I guarantee you that, Tyler. Every time I program my code plug and adjust it, I learn something every single time. Code plugs are like one of those things that unless you do it every single day or every other day like it's your job, it's like riding a bike and trying to relearn again every time you get on and do it. At least that's what I think. Alabama's booming in. Let's just pull up here a little bit. Let's go to 7198. Let's see if that's pretty clear. We had, what else did we have on here? 7271. Let's see if we can hear that. I don't think so. Pretty light. Plus there's somebody over the top of them, at least where I'm hearing them at. What's going on, WA3MCK? Yeah, I said I'll give you the info. So I don't have it offhand, but his call sign for the license plate is Whiskey 5, Whiskey Juliet Charlie, W5 WJC. Go to QRZ, look up his email address, and send him an email. And then tell him that you saw it on my channel, because he'll appreciate that. So yeah, Whiskey 5, Whiskey Juliet Charlie is the guy that does the plates. So look him up on QRZ. He does them for like a side hobby. And again, the detail is incredible on these things. I mean, look at the little boat. Look at the little canoe. That's incredible, the amount of detail. That's a tiny, tiny, tiny piece that he made. Radionity, GD7-7, awesome. Matt, I see from your QRZ page, DMR radio in your Tesla. Yes, I have the NH1578 in my Tesla. Have you done video using DMR over a repeater? No, I haven't. I never even thought of doing that. It's really not that different than doing it via hotspot. You just have to add a couple more things in, like the color code and pick a time slot, although you have to do that on a hotspot too. So it's not too different. It really depends. The biggest thing is whether the repeater owner wants to let you access any talk group dynamically or not. Some repeater owners, they restrict what you can and cannot use, and they won't let you dial in something manually direct. Other repeater owners are cool with it, and it drops after 15 minutes, and no harm, no foul. Most repeaters that I found is, like time slot 1, for example, is static with some things, and it's restricted to like a tight group of talk groups that are, you know, around the area or whatever. Time slot 2 is open and dynamic to whatever somebody wants to bring up. That's what I've usually found. And we have a lot of DMR repeaters here in the Twin Cities of Minnesota. Some repeaters are open and you can dial in anything, and some repeaters are closed and you can only use like Minnesota State and stuff like that. My new avatar looks much slimmer. I said, yeah, if you go back to my old videos, it looks more like that, doesn't it? Well, they say that the camera adds 20 pounds, but like I said, I'm back to, I said being over my health issue and back to losing weight again so I can get back to what I was like last year and a half ago. It's going to be another slow slog, that's for sure, but I'm on my path. How do I tag on live? What do you mean by that? Give me your question again. Alright, let's see what else we can find here. I'm looking for more POTA stations. Guy from Wisconsin went to CW. Let's see, someone got him. Let's check 20 quick. 20 is pretty dead though. I mean, there's some activity, but not a lot. But let's see if we can hear any POTA on 20. Last night, 20 was great. Still the tuner here. Alright, so we're looking at 310 and what else? 310, is that it? 310, 310, 310? People are jumping around right now. 310. I'll try this tune one more time. Oh, it's not letting you tag? It should. You should be able to tag on there. You might have to wait until the live is done, so maybe you can't do it on live. Ooh, got a little interference here. But I'm not hearing anything on 310. That was KJ7LSM from Washington. I had nothing there. It looks like everyone else is bumping down to either 30 or 40 from the looks of things. It's out of sync. No, that's not good. How far out of sync is it? That's always something I want to know. But that's why I'm doing the test, so I can check on things like that. A second, okay, well, that's not too bad. Let me bring up my my live here. I do both, HF, VHF, UHF, I have it all here back. I have a K0LWC, and then I have, of course, the HF radio is an ICOM 7300, so I have both here. Okay. Anybody else see it being out of sync? Because it does happen. Thanks for telling me, because it does occur. It's not completely rare or anything. And that's exactly what I want to figure out. I want to kind of stress test my computer to see if it's going to start having those kind of problems. Does anybody else have my audio out of sync by a second? Let me know in the chat if you do. Let's hear what we got on 20 here.
We're paying about 650 watts on voice speak, sure.
All right, we got a little activity here. Rusty, same thing, out of sync. Okay. Thank you for letting me know that. I have a feeling I know why. 1 second, okay.
Well, you might be a mile high, but your antenna isn't. It's still seeing the ground. So if you want to put your antenna, because where you are, if you can get your antenna up 70 to 90, well, you don't need that for that antenna you're playing. You probably only need about 40 feet, but that's the prime operational position for that thing.
All right, off on your side. Thanks for letting me know. I'm going to see if I can fix it in the middle of the stream here. I don't know if I can. I'm going to try it. I have a feeling I know why that happens, and I think it's my connection that causes it. It's kind of a pain in the butt. My internet will sometimes blip, and I think it throws things out of sync, which is unfortunate. We're at 44.1, okay.
Oh, absolutely. I don't think you have much city noise for receive problems.
I'm just going to the sound control panel here and see if I can take a look at what's going on.
Not too far from
Alright, we're doing that. We're
North
looking
Pole.
at this.
You turn the antenna west of the pole and you listen to all of Asia.
Let's take a look at
East of the pole and you
advanced.
listen to all of Europe.
One channel,
south and you
48.
hear everybody
Okay,
else
that's
over.
potentially a problem.
Yeah, that's about it.
I may have found an issue.
Yeah. I like turning
Let's see if that actually was the issue or not.
very good.
What do we got here? Properties.
Must be the bounce distance.
Okay, that's 44.1. So it should be.
I've had the very check I just talked to with
Got that. We'll make this default. There we go. Kind of surprised. My microphone actually is really quiet. I should probably adjust that as long as I'm in here too. It is showing 100% though, which is interesting. Looks really light on the levels. Yeah, I was gonna say, I know that does happen, and it's my internet. If I could, if Comcast were a person, I would probably strike them in the face repeatedly, because my internet here is not very great. And I've had Comcast for a long time at other properties, and it's been totally fine. This place, not so fine. It's kind of a nightmare.
The next 2 years, you're gonna be driven crazy.
Yeah, Comcast. If you have Comcast, I feel bad for you. Because it's just such a nightmare. Like, again, I've had Comcast and it's been... Well, I had it. It's great.
Stations 10, 15 kcs down.
Here in Minnesota, at the place we moved into, the hardware is probably older. The switch around here, I don't know what it is, but it's horrible. I've had nothing but problems, and they don't know what they're doing. What's WoW? I don't even know what WoW is. I'm almost thinking of going to CenturyLink fiber, but I have equally, probably more horror stories with CenturyLink than I do Comcast. And then we do have fiber here with CenturyLink, but and of course the TV element comes into it. You can't win with telecom companies, you just can't. So I don't pretend like I'm going to figure out the way to do it and, you know, beat them at their own game because they got it all figured out. Yeah, I've never heard of it. Where's WoW at? Is it like a local thing, regional? I've never even heard of them. I'm just looking to see some answers here if I can figure out how to sync it up in real time.
Okay, well, the K3 is you probably want to invest in
Let's try
a
mixer.
TR series. It could be 4, could be 7.
Your audio monitoring.
500 or 700 series.
Let's scroll down.
Completely take you away from it. All these
Audio monitoring. There's audio monitor off.
And get back to the classics.
So let's move my source off so you guys aren't hearing that.
And they sound good too. But anyway, I got a set, 2 sets. We plan to put on a bench here in the very near future. So I haven't gotten around to them yet. Anyway, Bob, let me see if I can shake a few more hands, man. I certainly enjoy the.
Let me know if this has improved it at all, any. If I'm back in being in sync, I highly doubt that did anything, but you never know.
I tell you, you wouldn't have no idea how much it changed things, over.
Mic aux video capture. Let's try doing that.
Thank you very much, Rick. Wonderful people. Enjoyed it very much. And good luck. Find some other famous folks out there tonight.
Go, we'll do that one. And we will also do this.
All right, Bob, take break here. Enjoyed it, man.
I have a feeling that it's only going to be a reset that saves me in this instance, but that means coming, going back out, coming back in. But I'm just curious if I can find a way to do it myself. What's going on, Joseph? Thanks for coming in, saying hello. What's going on?
Yeah, appreciate it.
The number, that's funny. Yeah, I said there are places now where like local cities are building fiber networks that you can get on like super cheap, like Fort Collins, Colorado's doing that. I wish we would do that around here, or I wish that Google Fiber was an option, which is not where I'm at, which is really unfortunate. But yeah, Comcast, at least again, where I live now in Minnesota, stinks. It's not good. It was great for me in Colorado, absolutely stinks here. It's such a bummer, and I've been dealing with it ever since I moved into this house. I have a feeling it's in the box in my yard, or it's at some switch regionally in a neighborhood, and I've complained about it. I can see the drop packets, and they just kind of look at me and shrug their arms and go, "So your internet works, right?" I say, "Well, kind of," and they go, "Okay." And yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do? It's so frustrating. I said I'd love to go Starlink, but I can't really do any streaming on Starlink. But I am far enough north, and I have the option to get Starlink. Zero call area does include Minnesota, but it's more than just Minnesota. It's other chunk of the country, the Dakotas and Nebraska. It's not just Minnesota, though. Let's see, we're talking about maybe putting a delay on it. I have a feeling, again, if I came out and came back in, it would probably be just fine. The problem is the whole stream would reset, and that's no fun. Because we don't want to do that to all of you. I'm just seeing and playing around to see if I can do it myself. Let's see what we've got going back here on 20. What's going on in Bahrain? Good to hear from you, Tom. Thanks for stopping in. Must be, what, early morning over there for you guys? This guy's pretty weak. He's about S3. What's going on, Todd? Good to see you this evening. Just trying to troubleshoot some audio issues, guys. Mess around a little bit. What's going on, Reed? Good to see you. Thanks for popping in. My audio is a little... Todd, is my audio out of sync for you as well, being a brand new viewer? Is my audio all messed up for you too? Since I know you just came in, I want to see if the audio for you is as jacked up as it is for everybody else.
Yeah, I'm only running stock radio here, Stanley. I'm only running 110 watts into the homemade wire antenna that I have up, but it's up quite high. It's up at 80 feet, and I'm already up here at about 30.
Still a few stations here on 20.
Yeah, we're running the
yeah, it's out of sync for everybody. Yeah, it's... I said, when my internet blips, it causes a problemo. Because it's definitely not my machine, because it's got more than enough power. I just rebuilt my computer, so I got more than enough juice to handle it. Let's see if we can get this guy. Kilo Yankee 4 Lima from Kilo 0 Lima Whiskey Charlie.
Whiskey Charlie station, could you take it up 5 kc? 5 kc.
Yeah, I can do that. QS1. Let's see if we got him. Yeah, Kilo Yankee 4 Lima from Kilo 0 Lima Whiskey Charlie.
Kilo 0 Lima Whiskey Charlie. Do I have that right?
Yeah, you got that right. Kilowatt 0 Lima Whiskey Charlie. Some pretty good QSB here on the bands this evening as things are rubber banding around, but you're anywhere from a 5 and 9 to a 5 and 3. Jim here in the suburbs of Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Okay, very good. Well, thank you so much for giving me a chance there. Yeah, the name here is Jim, and I'm located up here right on top of the ridge in Oak Ridge, Tennessee. You were definitely 5 by 9, almost 5 by 9 plus, but not so much the QSB on the band tonight. I presume that probably had something to do with the solar flares that Stanley was telling me about there, correct?
Yeah, I said things have been really crazy today. 20 meters has been very, very short for me this evening, and now it's been pretty up and down and unreliable. So it's all over the place. But yeah, you were 5 and 9 to 5 and 3, so literally just all over the place. But when I first heard you talking at the last station, like you said, you were just beautiful there. We're just running 100 watts into a dipole around 50 feet on this end, Jim, over.
Okay, QSL, well, doing really well. We have similar operating conditions here. We'll be working with CS930 into a homemade wire antenna that I have also.
Double audio, uh-oh.
80 feet up here on the property. Go ahead.
Oh, very good. Well, I said it's doing a great job for you as well, Jim. You sound fantastic up here in Minnesota. Nothing to complain about, and everything sounds tip-top. So thanks for making the quick content, Jim. I'll let you go, say 73, and have you work some more before the band gets too wonky on you. So thanks so much, Jim. Appreciate the contact in Tennessee. And again, everything sounds great up here in the land of 10,000 lakes. Kilo Yankee 4 Lima from Kilo 0 Lima Whiskey Charlie. 73, bye-bye. Lots of echo, okay. That's that Heil PR 781. Thanks so much, 73. So let's just go up a little bit. So I'm curious, let me know. I'm going to mute my microphone that I'm wearing, and let me know if you still hear audio. Because I have a feeling I know where the echo is coming from, and I don't think it's double audio. So let me just mute this, and let me call CQ. Were you guys able to hear double audio there? Could you still hear me calling CQ when I muted it? Nothing. Okay, so if you're hearing, okay, so if I talk like this, are you hearing the echo? Are you getting a lot of that reverb when I'm doing this, kind of like I would if I was talking to the microphone? I suspect that you probably are hearing that echo now. We'll see if you guys get that here in the chat. There's a little bit of a delay. Weird. Okay, I wonder where that's coming from then. Let me check the rest of my mixer here. Because, okay, I'm gonna go back to what I did before. Kilo 0 Lima Whiskey Charlie in 14286. So this is Kilowatt 0 Lima Whiskey Charlie. All right, how about that? Because the reason I'm asking that is this room is horrible. One of the things I want to get done in here is I want to put some acoustic foam up. Some basically absorbing some of the echo and reverb in this room. That's one of my projects I want to get done in the next couple of weeks here. Well, Gary, I am technically on simplex. That is simplex. It's a delay. Okay, it's a delay. All right. Interesting. Okay. Well, I said you guys are certainly helping me sort through some of this stuff. And Todd, you're saying it sounds good to you. Interesting. Only from the rig. All right. I'll make sure I timestamp that and go back and look at it. Like I said, from the last time I live streamed to now, and I know the delay is still there, thanks for letting me know, guys, that I completely moved my shack around. It doesn't look like it in the background, it looks kind of close to what it's always been, but I moved about 5 feet over, and I'm adjusting everything. So I had to tear everything apart. I completely gutted my computer, new hard drive, new memory, upgraded the memory, making sure I got all my drivers straight again, making sure I got this working for the webcam. So many things I'm working on right now, and the goal is to have a better live stream. Maybe the call I should be making is Comcast. That should be the first call that I make, because they're always causing problems for me. But I thanks for like hanging out and like doing this for me and letting me know what you guys were hearing and seeing and such, because without you guys I wouldn't know. I'll be able to go back and look at it and watch on the record, but I said you guys and your help in real time is just awesome. So I appreciate you guys hanging out. I was able to make a bunch of contacts last night on 20 once I got my wire antenna back up, and I do have a video coming out about that. I actually hung up my wire antenna last night with a drone. Yes, a drone. I put a one leg of the wire over an 80-foot tree in my backyard using my Mavic Air 2. So be on the lookout for that video. A lot of people have asked me, how did you do that? What was the setup like? You know, what should you know? If you've ever wondered about putting up a wire antenna with a drone, I'm going to make a short video about that coming up soon. Because I did it. It's a little nerve-wracking. Now that I've done it a couple times, I feel pretty good about it, but certainly doing it for the first time was a real nightmare. I was a little bit worried and concerned, but now that I've done it, I have no problems whatsoever. I feel pretty good about doing it. Let's see here, just taking a look at some more audio stuff just to see if there's anything that I can do. It is possible. It's nerve-wracking, but it does work. Oh, I don't think digital radios are unreliable. Not at all. Let's see here. I'm just taking one more pass for the audio settings, just to see if there's something I'm overlooking in the mixer that could provide a clue. But again, I'm certain that it's the packets that are getting jacked up with Comcast that's being the problem. So yeah, so watch out for that video. The drone video will be cool. It's not the most interesting footage because it's just me flying and you see like the Mason's line underneath and going up and over the tree and coming down. I'm going to have to speed it up and do some dubbing over and talking, but it'll be a quick video and I'll show you what I did with the drone, how I set it up to not get the Mason's line tied up in the propellers and stuff like that. So yeah, be on the lookout for that video. That'll be a cool one. And got a bunch of other videos coming out. I got a video coming out about ham radio prep and their application if you're studying for your license. I got videos coming out about things that new hams should know about from day one. I got a review and assembly of my 6-meter 2-element beam, which I'm going to do a video on soon. I got a bunch of stuff I want to get done the next couple of weeks, so that'll be coming out over the next 4 to 6 weeks or so. So there'll be a bunch of new things coming out. So thanks so much, guys. I'm going to get out of here and I said get back to figuring out this audio issue. Thanks for hanging out with me. I know I'm out of sync. I'm sure it's not very fun watching me be out of sync with my audio. So I appreciate it. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate all you guys, and we'll talk again soon. We'll be doing some more live streams in the next couple weeks. So have a great night, guys, and hope to hear you on the band.